The risk of loss in trading futures and options can be substantial. Therefore, only genuine risk funds should be used in such trading. Futures and options may not be a suitable investment for all individuals, and individuals should carefully consider their financial condition in deciding whether to trade. Option traders should be aware that the exercise of a long option will result in a futures position. Information herein has been obtained and prepared from sources believed to be reliable. Comments contained in these materials are not intended to be solicitation to buy or sell any of the commodities mentioned. Past performance is not indicative of any future performance. Opinions expressed here are the opinions of the author only, and not the opinion of any firm the author may be affiliated or associated with.
Okay, welcome back to Commodity Classics. Thank you. I'm Michael Yorba. This is Pete Iannacci of Esprit Solutions. Fourth segment, finally got it right.
We got it right.
We're testing out, excuse me, that's a bad thing to do on TV. We're testing out some new technology today, and what we're doing is we're allowing the audience to come into us through video streaming and ask the questions rather than just over the shout box. My guest this segment is Jim Jones of Southwest Securities. Let's bring Jim in right now and see what Jim has to say about some of these markets. Hi, Jim. Thanks for showing up, buddy.
All right. I'm here.
Sorry for the delay. You probably didn't get the message. Oh, yeah, I did. I think I said, no, you didn't. We're testing out some new technology where the audience can come in and ask us questions through a video stream rather than just a shout box. So if they're in Switzerland, they got a question for you, their picture can pop up and they can ask you the question. We just tested it out on the last segment. I know that has a lot to do with gold right now, but so let's move on into the gold market.
Okay. Last week we were looking for the reason that we thought that the 18-week primary cycle had bottomed was because the 0.4 trend line that we have drawn on the last week's gold chart and this week's gold chart was also a 21-day trading cycle trend line. In cycle analysis or theory, when a trend line drawn off the highs of two similar cycles is broken, it will confirm the bottom of the next longer-term cycle, which in this case would be the 18-week primary cycle.
Let's bring that chart up, Don, the gold chart. Go ahead, Jim.
Okay. What I was saying is that that 0.4 trend line that's drawn on this chart is also a 21-day trading cycle trend line. When it's broken, it would confirm the bottom of the next longer-term cycle, and that would be our 18-week cycle.
Okay, so you think we're going up for another 18 weeks on the gold market?
Well, this cycle is always measured from low to low, so you have two smaller cycles inside of it, two approximately 9-week cycles, but you would definitely look from low to low, and then we're looking for we've met a minimum objective of 935. It was met already this week, but we're looking for a test of 980 or higher, and that is due in late June, July.
Okay. All right. 980 by late June or July on the gold. In other words, feel fairly secure to buy weakness on this market.
Yeah.
Got it. All right, silver. You've made a real good name for you with this market on our show.
Well, in silver, what we did here this last week, we penetrated the first half of May's highs, and now I believe that's confirmed the bottom of the primary cycle, the 20-week cycle, and a continuation of the bull move that we've been looking for. So the seasonal odds of higher prices next week are at least 80%, and a possible range of 1870 to 1920 on the silver, and then we're still looking for new contract highs by August 1st.
Okay. When you say new contract highs, you're talking over $21?
Uh-huh. Correct.
That's a pretty fast move and a pretty strong move here in a short period of time, about a month and a half. Do you think that there's going to be let's go back to Jim if we can, Don. Do you think there's going to be a huge push near the end of that cycle, or is it going to just gradually move in that direction until it hits it?
Well, if it followed the analog years that we're looking at, it would actually be a push at the latter part of that time frame. So like the last part of July.
Okay.
Would have an accelerated move.
That's okay. I was just kind of curious about that. All right, S&Ps.
And S&P, can we bring that chart up?
Now, you sent us two, one with a horizontal line on it and one without it.
Just either one of them will work.
Okay. All right. Whichever one we can get your hands on, Don. There you go.
Because last week, what we talked about, the 10 and 20-week cycle was due for a high no later than March 30th, and that a penetration of 1396 would confirm that. That was also a 0.4 trend line, and we did break down below 1396, and we've definitely confirmed, I think, the high of the primary cycle, and continued move lower, minimum 1360 to 1342. That's short term, and a possible decline to 1325 or 1325 to 1300 is possible as the 20-week cycle bottoms in June, July.
Okay, so you got a bottom June, July on a 20-week cycle, 1360, 1342 target.
Yeah, I do think this action this week was very bearish.
Okay. Do you feel, again, the same question, accelerated movements near the end of the cycle, or in this case, just a steady drop right into it? Because I got other people besides you that are bearish now.
Okay.
But you are really good on picking the days. I mean, picking the real, the turning points. So tell me about that. What's your thoughts?
Well, I don't really, as far as it doesn't show that a sharp deal, it doesn't, it's a gradual deal.
Okay, that's
so more gradual on this. The accelerated part could be like next week. We could get a couple of more hard days down.
All right, good. You answered my question. Bonds. Everyone wants to know about these things. And your 4-week cycle low, is that what you're seeing showing here?
Well, that was we had one. We're going to be coming into one also. So the longer that we've stayed here, it's really kind of bearish what's happened here. The seasonal is up, should be up if we can start showing some strength, but we haven't done that. And so I would think that it's still possible for us to go down and make new lows lower than what we've had in the last 3 or 4 weeks. And that could start next week.
Target?
I still think there's possible if we that we could get down to the 114 area as this primary cycle bottoms June, July. Seasonal still pointed up though. At some point, as soon as if we were to trade above 117, then we would think that the cycle lows in place and that we're going to try and work higher. But right now, it doesn't. It's had a lot of difficulty working up.
Almost 3 full points, huh? Nice.
That's right.
Nice. All right, Jim, thanks so much, buddy.
Okay.
You have a great weekend. We'll talk to you next week.
All right. Very good. Thanks.
Thank you. All right, that was Jim Jones, Southwest Securities here in the Dallas area. And hello, it sounds like, I don't know if I still have audio here, but something clicked. Pete, thanks for joining me.
That's my pleasure.
What I'd like to do, if you've got time next week, is to give this another shot, ladies and gentlemen. You happen to see it work once. What we're going to try and do is integrate this into the system so that anybody that's in the shout box that wants to come into the show and wants to participate through the video rather than just a shout box, we're going to set it up in a fashion, you saw it work once, so that you can do it again and again and again. Now, the shout box said no, they want to see Jake, they want to see Tony, they want to see Tim, all at the same time. These are guests that are on our show regularly. Right. Do you think we could set that up?
Sure can. That might be something we might want to try in 3 or 4 weeks instead of next week.
Right.
The other thing I would tell you that we can help with, I believe, is you see how sharp our video feed is? That's because we have plenty of bandwidth. But these guests that are coming in, the video could be a lot better, correct?
Yes.
I'm talking about your main guests.
Right.
We can improve the quality of those because I believe our solution uses less bandwidth for better quality. So not only can we help, I think, with bringing in ad hoc guests, we can bring with the guests, we can dramatically improve the video quality of the receiving side of all your guests.
Right. Now, this is also a publicly traded company. I know I don't own any of the stock, just in case you're all wondering if this is as a pump and dump. It's not. And no, I'm not front running. What's your symbol?
EPRT.
And where is it traded?
It's traded on pink sheets today, and hopefully within a couple of weeks on bulletin board. We're fully reporting and SEC cleared, and we've applied for the bulletin board.
What's your web address?
ESPREsolutions.com, and that's spelled ESPRE, solutions, all one word, .com.
All right, do you think you'll be able to come back and co-host it next week sometime?
Sure, I'll be glad to. I'd like to try it again.
Okay, good. All right, we'll be back next week. We're going to give this another shot. Ladies and gentlemen, tell your friends, now you truly do have interactive TV right here on yourba.tv. Thanks for joining us. Have a great holiday weekend. We'll talk to you on Tuesday. Don't forget, Monday's a holiday. We're not working here. We'll see you then. Thanks, Pete.
Thanks for having me on.
You're welcome.